Well, we're back. Happy Sunday, and we're actually doing it on Sunday, which is weird.
Kind of weird for us, isn't it?
That's right. Drinking coffee, smoking fine cigars.
Oh, yeah.
The old nub nuance. They're good with coffee. Randy thinks they'll be good with a fire, too.
Yeah, good campfire.
So, here we are drinking our Black Rifle coffee, right?
That's right.
What kind was it?
I think it was, what do they call it? Simply Black or something like that, or
Simply
just black or something.
Just black.
Something like that. Medium roast.
That's pretty good. I like that. I don't like that real dark roast coffee. It's bitter.
Oh, yeah.
To me, anyway.
Sometimes, every now and then, I like it. Well,
Here we are.
how's it going?
It's not too bad. Living the sober life. How about you, Randy?
Yeah.
Still on the train.
Yep, still hanging in.
We decided to fucking say fuck it.
Hey, just, if you're listening, Sean finally gave me the invitation
I
to the
did.
wedding.
Dude, I kept forgetting about it, Matthew. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry about last week, too. It's just been crazy around here. I don't know if we're coming to your wedding or not. Hopefully, it'd be cool to go out there
Yeah, it'd be
to
awesome.
Iowa. I don't know if I've ever been to Iowa. I've probably been through there, but I don't know about, like, being there.
I think I drove through it once. Yeah, when we went out west one time.
Was it exciting?
A little flat.
Super flat. That's okay. It's about
Kansas was the flattest, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep, we're here today. It's getting ready to storm outside, it sounds like. So hopefully we don't lose power or sound or video or
Yeah, I hope not.
anything else. Anyway, today we've got a guest, Christopher, coming from the new foundation of the New World. He'll be joining us here shortly. He'll be calling in, and we'll see what he has to say. He wants to talk about climate change, extinction rate of animals, and human exploitation. So we'll see what he has to say.
Well, that's what the website says, right?
Well, that's what the website says. We don't know. We haven't talked to him yet. I don't even know if he goes by Christopher or Chris or...
Right.
So we will find out, though, sir, and see what happens.
I don't know. I haven't heard yet. Is Putin still in power in Russia?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's not gone away. Oh, because those people trying to overthrow or whatever.
Supposedly. They got a deal, didn't they? I seen last night Putin was calling for their arrest or something, and then just a few hours later he was saying that they were going to just let him go. I guess they got a deal with a different country or something, and they're going to allow him to go there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Belarus maybe? Something like that. I can't remember.
Well, I know, I think I've seen something where Putin's moved nuclear weapons. Not fucking bombs, right? But like
Tactical
nuke weapons. He moved it to the border of Ukraine.
I hadn't heard that, but I know you were talking about
hopefully
it.
it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And you know what really pisses me off is how they keep talking about, like, if he would use like a tactical nuke over in Ukraine, then that's a thing against NATO or whatever. But Ukraine's not part of NATO. Why do we keep... Sorry.
Oh.
I don't know why we keep talking about that. Or,
I don't know.
you know, keep saying NATO. Oh, it's a NATO. NATO's going to get... It's like, why?
Wasn't it Lindsey Graham who said back during the Iraq War that he wouldn't be opposed to using technical nukes?
Oh, well, he is now. Because him and some other guy was doing a press conference about it.
He's one of the worst war hawks I've ever seen. I actually used to like him until...
Well, he's not making any money right now, Randy. The Dems are. So he's upset.
That's probably true.
He's upset. He barely squeaked by getting his job again last election.
Did he? I don't even know.
Yeah, it was really close, I guess. Like, he said it was the first time in his whole career he's actually been that nervous, like, about his job.
You know, on No Agenda, they keep calling him Lady...
Lady Graham?
No, Lady... Yeah, I think something like that. Something like that. It's funny. We're just joking, though, but, you know.
Right. It's all just a scam. We might as well just get over it. Okay? It's never going to be like it used to be. It used to be here was the government, and here was the people. Now here's the government, here's the people,
Right.
and we let it get that way.
That's true. I think after JFK was assassinated, that was the end of people rule.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Now it's all the, I don't know, deep state or whatever you want to call it. Shoot. Buzzword, sorry.
Do you know who Michael Franci is?
Nope.
He's a ex-mobster. He's in the mafia or whatever.
Okay.
He was a capo in the mafia. Anyway.
Where? New York?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was talking or whatever. And,
Oh, it sounds familiar, yeah.
So he said that mobsters are always Democrats because Democrats are always the easiest to corrupt. That's what he said,
Oh, man, I heard somebody was saying the other day.
which is probably true.
Oh, this is funny that you bring this up because just the other day I heard Project Veritas, that used to be what's James O'Keefe was part of, but then they kicked him out of it.
Yeah.
So now he started his own company. Well, when he went after Pfizer, that's when they got rid of him.
Right.
Now he went after, he got somebody on tape from BlackRock.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And they were talking about it doesn't matter who wins elections. You can buy any politician for $10,000.
That's hilarious. Except Trump. That's why they didn't like him.
That's why they didn't like him.
Yeah.
Although he could probably be bought too, maybe.
I don't know,
It'd
man.
probably take more, though.
Way more.
Well, all you got to do is say you agree with him. You're in.
Yeah.
He'll love you for a lifetime.
Greatest country in the world. Which I got some really good clips today. We're gonna have Christopher on for the first half of the show. Hopefully it's interesting first half, and then the second half's gonna get really interesting because these clips are crazy. And I got them. I downloaded them. I put them on the board so they can't be erased because that's what happens to me every freaking time. Is I find a super good one and then I just save it and then I forget to put it on the board. And then by the time I go back to get it again, they take it down.
Right.
Didn't happen this time, so we are good to go. Some of you are gonna freak out over some of this shit. I think it's crazy weird.
I hope it doesn't get too crazy and Christopher, doesn't. If he watches this back or something, he might get ticked off about the second half.
I'm willing to risk it. This is Rural America Podcast. This is our show, Randy. We get to do what we want. Drinking coffee, especially drinking coffee. It's all new. I'm starting to get jacked up on this caffeine.
Yeah, I know. I'm starting to feel a little jittery myself. That cigar probably don't help either.
Well, it tastes good, though, especially with coffee.
Yeah.
That's a coffee cigar. It's good stuff. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. So we've been doing, Randy, planting corn.
Yep. Planted some more corn. Don't know how it'll do since this is, what is this?
4th.
25th of June. A little late, but I had enough room to plant some more. I thought I'd try it.
Might as well.
They say knee high by the 4th of July. Well, it's not going to be knee high, but
You never know, man. Sometimes
Yeah,
you walk out there and that
pops
shit
up in one
shoots
day.
up. Yeah, shoots up a foot. It's like, damn, dude. What the hell happened? It might happen after this storm,
I hope.
like tomorrow.
I hope so.
You wake up and you have 3-foot corn out there.
Did you hear all the stuff about Hunter Biden?
That he's getting in trouble for he pleaded guilty to the gun and whatever charge.
Tax charges.
Yeah.
I think there was a couple tax charges and a felony gun charge. Got a plea deal. Well, I think he paid fines for the. I mean, I could be totally wrong about all this stuff, but what I think happened is he paid the fine on the tax charges, and then, well, I think somebody paid it for him.
Daddy.
I think it was his lawyer or something is what I heard.
Yeah, Dad gave
Probably.
his lawyer the money, and then his lawyer paid. Yeah.
And then I guess he did a plea deal for the gun charge, and as long as he doesn't, I guess he's not going to have any jail time is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Well, no, but a normal person would.
Oh, yeah.
A normal person would be going to jail for a long time, federal gun charge.
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
Well, no, he didn't have a gun charge. He had the tax charge.
Tax charge, yeah, and they fucked him
He
right.
was he 5-10 years in jail, something like that, or a couple of years anyway.
Yeah.
Not 10. What
No,
am I
it wasn't
thinking?
10, but I mean,
It was a few years, I think.
Celebrities always get off easy, and it's because they have money.
Yeah, but-
Wesley Snipes didn't because they took it all.
Well, he was broke, I think, wasn't he? Didn't he go bankrupt or something at
Yeah.
one point?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is crazy
That's probably why they got him in jail.
because that dude was like, you know what I mean? That dude was on top.
I know. That was right. Wasn't it right after Blade came out? Something like that? Like right, not too long after that?
Not too long.
Man, that was a good movie, too. I liked it.
Yeah, I like the first one. I like the second one. The third one was
I didn't see the third one.
it was okay. It's like Blade Trinity or something like that. I don't know. So it was all right. But
Was Christopherson in that one?
no, Ryan Reynolds and Jessica Biel were in that one.
Oh.
Jessica Biel was supposed to be Chris Christopherson's daughter
Okay.
or some shit.
Well, I think he's having some trouble. He's kind of
Nowadays?
a little wacky now or something.
Probably he's fucking 150 years old. Probably him and Willie Nelson.
All the drugs they used to do back in the day. It's a wonder they made it this long.
No doubt, because like back then, like the drugs were the drugs,
Right.
Like good ones. now they just kill you,
Fentanyl.
which is weird. Like I don't understand. Like so the cartels, right? They're pushing all this fentanyl into America. Like I don't really see the point because you can't take fentanyl because you die.
Listen,
So how are you going to buy it back? They're just trying to kill us all so they can get their land back.
you got to get back to the Georgia Guidestones, where there's only supposed to be 500,000 people in the world. Or no, 5 million. 500 million. Sorry. Something like that.
But I'm pretty sure, if I get this correct, if you want to see actually how big the world is, right, you can take all of the world's population, right, and it will all fit in Texas.
Yeah, I know.
That's weird.
But they would have to live like people live in New York City.
Oh, well, yeah, for sure. But, I mean, still, if you think about it, that's pretty nuts. Oh, shit. Right. Here we go. Rural America Podcast.
Hello. How are you doing?
Hello.
This is Christopher Ellensworth.
Hey, how you doing, Christopher?
Good.
You go by Chris or Christopher?
Either or.
Either or.
How you doing, Christopher?
Not too bad. I was trying to call a few minutes early in case you needed to go over anything.
Oh, nope, we're good.
Okay.
New foundation of the new world.
Yeah, are we on the podcast now, or?
Yes, yes, we're on right now.
Okay.
Yep. Welcome to the show.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're most welcome.
Yeah, I'm Christopher Allen Ellensworth with the Foundation of New World, and would like to talk to you guys about the number one problem when it comes to climate change, and of course, when it comes to poverty and exploitation. And that's our financial system.
I could agree with you on that
Yeah.
one, probably.
What do you think's going to
Say
happen?
that again?
I said I could agree with you on that, probably.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Guess where would you like to begin? With the poverty exploitation or with the climate change aspects of what's going on here?
Let's start with the climate change
Hang on.
aspect.
Can I ask a question real quick? Have you ever listened? Have you ever listened to us?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Just wondered.
Okay. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
So, yeah, let's start with the climate change. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, when it comes to climate change, you have it's really talk about too much when it comes to trying to solve these issues, and it's really comes down to job dependency and GDP dependency. And the problem there is that me, you, and most everyone else are job dependent, correct? We need a job most of our lives in order to get by and, keep food on the table, or of course keep a roof over our head so we can have a table to eat at.
Right.
And when it comes to that type of problem, you're looking at a society-wide problem where if you're a job-dependent society, it doesn't benefit you to produce things that last longer or more efficient, so on and so forth. It actually benefits you more to produce things that are worse.
Right.
They don't last as long.
Yeah,
they don't last as long. They're not as efficient.
Yeah, that started with automobiles, right? Where they made them where they break pretty soon after you buy them, and then you have to buy new parts for them.
Oh yeah, I mean, talk about like anything from automobiles to housing or healthcare.
Or
I mean, look
refrigerators.
at oh, absolutely. I think anything as simple as like I bring this one up a lot because it's such a simple design that they mess up nowadays intentionally, and that's a can opener.
What was
Like
that?
whether it's a computer, a can opener.
Oh, okay.
It's just a simple construct that they mastered years and years and years ago.
Right.
Right? If you were to go find your grandmother's can opener, that thing still works. But if you were to go to the store and get a new one, it's not going to last but a year or so.
Right.
Right? So we as a society have gotten to a point where we're designing things to fail,
Yeah.
like intentionally designing them to fail in order to continue to sell more products.
Mhm.
And of course, what this does to the environment is, when you think about it, you are harvesting raw materials, producing them and making them a product, shipping them from one side of the planet to the other, shipping raw materials from one side of the planet to the other, selling the product, and then of course disposing them in the garbage. Right?
Right.
Every step of the way, you're destroying the environment. And why? Because you have decided that you would rather continue to sell products that are going to fail rather than make products designed to last. And a part of the reason for that, or part of the reason not to stop that, would be a job dependency issue. Let's say you as a government, if you knew that you could put a stop to this behavior, but you knew that this might cost people jobs and you have to struggle to keep people employed, you as a government and as a guide for your entire society, you're going to be motivated to do the wrong thing, which is to allow them to continue to do these bad behaviors. So you see, just with the job dependency issue, you have a motivation from the society itself to allow these behaviors to go on as opposed to stopping them. So that would be one head of the snake when it comes to climate change. That would be our job dependency issues.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking also the light bulb, right? Whenever they first invented that, it would last forever. And then they had to make it where it would fail so they could sell more.
Exactly. I mean, people talk about that a lot, like the light bulb. I've even heard that they apparently, according to some people, they say that they get punished if they make a light bulb last too long. Like there's literally a motivation to make things fail. And it's really across the board.
Yeah. Well, I can see what you're saying there.
Yeah. I've been to engineering school, and the engineers will talk about how they engineer things down to a warranty period rather than up. I mean, anything like even the paint on your car is engineered down to a certain threshold rather than up to last as long as possible.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Yeah. So it's really causing us to produce and consume more and more and more. And like I said, we're polluting the environment in any which way you want to talk about, whether it's just a carbon footprint or the garbage, whichever way you want to go through. We're causing that much more damage because we're so job dependent. It doesn't really benefit us. It's like, I'm talking to be greedy, but the employees of the company, well, they're not likely to say anything or do anything because they need the jobs. And of course, the governments are even less likely to do anything if they're struggling to keep people employed. That's one head of the snake. The other head of the snake when it comes to climate change would be your GDP dependency. That's one that you really don't hear anything about. You hear quite often in the news and talking about recessions and depressions and stuff like that when it comes to our GDP. Most people don't even understand it. GDP, for anyone who doesn't know, it's your country's gross domestic product. It's a system that really it's used to help measure the health and the value of a country's currency. And the basic concept with the GDP is that it's measuring the total value of all the products or services that you're selling in a country every year. And the way it works is that you need to be selling more and more every year. Anything less GDP wise than I believe it's 2% than the year before is it shows that you're in a recession. If you produce less than the year before, you're in a depression. So looking at this aspect, you see that our government would again be motivated to allow things to be produced badly. Because let's say if you produce things that are more efficient, last longer, you don't need to buy as many and consume as many. You are in a issue where you are hurting your GDP, and that actually hurts the value of your currency. So you're in the middle of a system financially where you have to produce more. And again, you produce things to fail. Like anything from a car to a computer to a can opener, you are motivated as a government to allow companies or even convince companies to produce things not to last longer and even to sell more of them repeatedly until the end of time or until, the planet dies in order to keep your financial system afloat. You see the trend here, your government, from your government to your companies to your individual citizens, really isn't motivated to do things better. I mean, who wants to be the leader of a country or whoever who I did a better thing for the world, did a better thing for the citizens, but at the same time I destroyed your economy. Who wants to be that guy?
Right. Well, we're not really. I don't know.
We don't really.
We're rural Americans,
yeah.
so all this.
Do you think some of it has to do with that we, as United States anyway, like we don't really actually produce things anymore? Like as far as things not lasting and all that?
I talk about, let's say, like everything's Chinese made junk and so on and so forth, but I think they're playing in the same system. Like this is a worldwide system, or a worldwide measurement system when it comes to our currencies. So if they're trying to raise the value of their currency, they're playing in the same rules of the same game.
How about where are you on electric cars?
Electric cars, it seems to be a good thing, but at the same time, there's a lot of pollution and, of course, the high cost. When you look at the electric car versus oil, let's just say with the problems I'm proposing and I'm talking about here as far as GDP dependency and job dependency, when it comes to the electric car, okay, you're not burning oil, but of course there's a huge cost in producing it, which if you look at your GDP issue, it's offsetting your loss with oil. Let's just say if I were to make a car that, it powered itself, didn't need to, be plugged in or charged or anything like that, eventually that would hurt you GDP-wise because you're not selling any oil. When it comes to the electric car, now, of course, you have a higher initial cost and you continue to pay for the electricity however you get it. So you're not really losing on the GDP value.
Right, but isn't electricity made by fossil fuels anyway?
What's that?
Electricity is made by fossil fuels anyway, right?
Yeah, the majority of it.
Majority, yeah.
Yeah, until they decide to go with other things. And currently, when it comes to nuclear, well, people don't really trust the nuclear, and that's why they kind of stop. They stop making as many nuclear power plants because it seems clean until there's an earthquake or somebody trips or something happens, and then you have a Fukushima or a Chernobyl or whatever event that happens. So there's quite a deal of fear when it comes to that, which isn't completely unjustified.
Well, I also heard that some people are even saying that the mining for the materials is worse for the environment than actual burning fossil fuels.
As far as the lithium, I believe is what they usually talk about.
Lithium and the cobalt and slave labor, pretty much.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's kind of a problem. I think if we're ever going to solve it, though, I really believe that the biggest issue, the number one thing that we have to solve first, is our GDP dependency and our job dependency when it comes to our financial system. Because, like I said, if I built a car for you that actually powered itself, right? It had an engine that you turn the thing on, start it however you start it, and then, of course, it continued to cycle and would actually produce its own power. If I produced for you this perfect machine, this perfect engine, didn't need fuel of any sort, that would be disastrous for our country's GDP.
Well, is that possible, really? Because I've always heard, I mean, so. I don't know how old you are. I'll be 50 this year, but even in elementary school, they always said kinetic energy is impossible.
Yeah.
So
they say a lot of things are impossible.
well, I get what you're saying.
Not.
I know we've been lied to many times, so I don't know. I mean, if it is, I don't know. But anyway, I just wondered about that. What about so we're not under the impression that global warming's not real, but a lot of, like, I've listened to several people, like there's a couple of guys on a podcast last year that I listened to, Bjorn Lundberg and Andrew Refkin. They kind of had more of a common sense type thing where were talking about climate change, and they were saying that we really need to probably, like, of course, like, storms and things are going to be more damaging now because there's more people. So trying to have those people to maybe try to get them to not build where these things happen is probably a better way to go than trying to spend money on radical, like, taking away people's their whole what they've known their whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see how you're going to get farmers and planes and all of this stuff, to run on electricity, like the tractors and stuff in the farms, and and everything, anytime soon, is what I'm saying. So I don't know, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I guess there's a lot. As far as the question as to whether or not, global warming goes on or is actually happening and whatnot, I would say that I like to concentrate on destruction of the environment quite often because of that very argument. Another issue would be, I don't know how many of you have actually seen it, but recently in the past, I believe, year or two, a lot of cities and states across the country have actually tried to create lawsuits against the oil companies for, I forget exactly, it has to do with them knowing that climate change was a problem from their own independent studies going back to the 70s. These are the accusations that they knew that climate change would be a problem, or the burning of fossil fuels would be a huge environmental risk. And over the years, it would continue to get worse and become disastrous. That they knew that this was going to happen. They covered up their research, and that they even spent money to basically put out arguments that it's not happening. That, oh no, it's the sun, it's this, it's that, volcanoes. The accusation is that a lot of these arguments are actually created by companies that are shell companies of the oil companies. And it's much along the same lines of when we had the stuff going on with the tobacco, about them saying that, either tobacco did not cause cancer or smoking could not cause secondhand smoke could not cause cancer. And I don't know if you remember from the 90s, there was quite a bit where there were scientists that were coming out, oh no, this is impossible. You can't get cancer from secondhand smoke. And they were basically paying scientists to lie.
Yeah,
to manipulate the truth.
I think you can, you can always find somebody that'll take some money to say whatever you want, but,
oh yeah. So I guess the question is do you believe that it's possible that the oil companies are doing the very same thing? Because when it came to the stuff in the 90s with tobacco companies, I don't remember any or tobacco execs going to jail over that. So, I mean, if they can get away with it, why wouldn't the oil companies be doing the same thing?
I understand.
It's really...
Same thing with Big Pharma, too, same thing. But also, I will say, you mentioned the 70s. Do you remember back in the 70s whenever they thought it was going to be a global cooling, maybe another ice age?
I was born in 80, so I do remember, there's quite a bit back and forth where they think, well, maybe it caused an ice age. And I think the rationale behind that was that their documents or their ice core samples actually showed increases in carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and once it got to a certain point, it caused an ice age. I think that was the rationale behind that theory.
If you look on YouTube, there's a clip of Leonard Nimoy talking about the next global ice age, and it was like 1976. Also, anyway, in what was it, 88, it was Jim Hansen who came out with the greenhouse effect. It was a book, I think, right? And then that's what started the whole global warming thing, right?
Yeah.
And then since then, everybody's been talking about global warming. I mean, also during the 80s, they were talking about the ozone layer. Well, we took action to correct that. Now it's actually, the hole's getting smaller, I guess. So we don't have to worry about that as much as we used to, right?
Let's just fix the problem.
What's that?
I said it looks like we actually did work to fix the problem as opposed
Well,
to...
I think they did away with aerosol hairspray and what was it, the refrigerant?
Yeah, R22.
And air conditionings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they went to 410A now.
Right. And
Yeah.
and that and people quit dumping it out in the atmosphere too.
Oh, yeah.
So it helped.
Yeah, you can get in big trouble for doing that now.
Yeah, but anyway, what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to get at it here is they've always tried to. I'm not saying that I disagree that global warming is actually happening. What I'm saying is it seems like they always come out with some kind of catastrophe that's going to happen eventually, and then it just seems to be, I don't know. My fear is it's going to be more of a control thing, and a money maker for the people that get on board with it. I think I also heard humans are pretty adaptable throughout time, and let's see, what else was I going to say? That shoot, I was thinking of something, lost my mind here. Like global cooling would actually be worse for us than global warming because people can freeze to death real easy. You know what I'm saying? Now I get what you're saying. You're more worried about the environment and all that, and I agree with you there because I'm a, like we talked about it before on the show. There's not a stream in the United States where you can go drink out of it. You know what I'm saying? Anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Without boiling it, right? So
I mean, you can drink it.
yeah, but you don't want to.
Not recommended.
Right. But anyway, sorry, we usually try to make some jokes here and there because actually our show is listed as comedy, so we can get away with saying wild stuff sometimes. But anyway, what do you think about any of that stuff I said?
Let's see. As far as the climate goes and whatnot, I like to think of it as a river heading towards a waterfall. If you're on a river and you're heading towards a waterfall, you could be on that river for quite a while and never notice it. You're not going to see the waterfall. You're not going to notice much of a change in the river. As you get closer to it, the waterfall, you may find that the river speeds up a bit. It still might seem normal. Maybe people even say, hey, look, there's a waterfall up there. You might want to get off. But, of course, the river seems fine. You might not realize there's a waterfall there until you're so close to it that getting out of the river, the current becomes stronger and stronger, and you might not be able to get out of it before you go over it. Right. That could be one of the issues that we're facing by the time that it's plainly evident that whether it's global cooling or warming or whatever the actual problem is, by the time that it's easy to see, it's going to be a lot harder to stop, avoid, and get away from. And what you're saying with the global cooling, I think, like we're saying with the ice core samples, I think that's one of the problems of why, initially they think, okay, maybe it'll cause an ice age because, their data suggests that over the years, the carbon in the atmosphere would increase and then there would be an ice age and then go down. But of course, we have surpassed no amount of course, what they're saying is that we have surpassed that typical amount of carbon. Like we've found way beyond it that would cause an ice age. And their suggestion is that we've gone so far beyond it that it would not cause an ice age. It's kind of, if you eat dirt, I could sit here and say, oh, it's going to make you sick. And you ask exactly how it's going to make me sick.
Does this dude remind you of Joe
I don't know,
Biden?
you'll throw up, or maybe this, or I can sit there and speculate on how it's going to make you sick, but I can't tell you, if you just sit there and eat dirt, it's not going to be good for you. It very well could kill you. But if if you're like, well, if I continue to eat the dirt, what's going to happen to me? And like, well, I don't know exactly the steps. I'm trying to do the best I can on, what would happen. Maybe your stomach will cramp up. I sit here and I come up with,
wait a minute, I eat dirt so I can get my minerals.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, that's something of the issue there.
No, I know. I've heard.
We don't always know.
Yeah, I've heard. There's somebody said something about, you want to go toward a brick wall at 100 miles an hour or at 5 miles an hour or 1,000 miles an hour. I've heard I've heard these things before.
Actually, if you go at the wall at 1,000 miles an hour, you may smash up and you just go right through it.
It's possible. But what about trying to get I know you're more focused on the economics and all that, but trying to get other countries, I think, was it China and India is the biggest polluters in the world, and we've actually gone down here in the last few years in the United States a little bit, but how are you going to get everybody on board with this? And have you heard of 15-minute cities? See, this is what I'm saying about control. I'm afraid they're going to use something like this to do like they did during COVID, lock people down. These 15-minute city things I don't agree with, where you can't leave this area unless you have some pass from the government or something. And that's just more government control. I'm more worried about our freedom and all that.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. When it comes to stuff like this, they use something like this to get what they want.
Right.
And
don't let it get
their methods. They use these crazy methods to come up with a solution that just takes away control and power from the people,
right?
And gives more control and power to the government. And to basically, and I get it, because a lot of people are scared that the government is just going to get more power control and make everything more expensive. I wouldn't use it as a reason to not believe in the course of the destruction of the environment.
No, I agree with you there. Yeah,
we destroy it.
No, I mean, I'm all for trying to help the environment out. Just wildfires, right? They say wildfires are more relevant now than they were in the past. Well, some of that has to do with they used to manage the forest, now they don't. And so you got kindling laying everywhere. So it only takes somebody throwing a cigarette out to start a big forest fire.
Oh yeah. Not taking the time to do the controlled burns, because
right, exactly.
You're just going to have those on occasion. And then of course you have, and that's where the global warming comes in, the massive sways, and of course what a wet season and dry season is for some regions, and that's kind of the climate change issue is part of it. But yeah, it's both issues.
I got another question for you, real quick, on climate change. So they say weather isn't climate, right? And for example, what they say is whenever it's cooler than normal out, well, that's just weather. It's not climate, because a lot of the people who push back about climate change will say, look, global warming's not real, because it's cold now, what I'm saying? But then every time it's hotter than normal, they always say it's because of climate change. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a climate expert or anything at all.
Okay.
What I could say as far as that goes is, I don't know, when you have your heat,
sorry, you're breaking up.
It's pushing.
Could you say that again?
I was saying, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just saying, as far as your climate, when you have a hot area of the planet, it's like a fishbowl. It affects other areas. So possibly it's bringing more Arctic air from, the Arctic. If you have a hot zone, maybe it pushes on the Arctic, and the Arctic pushes some other areas. You get a really cold blast here and there.
Okay.
That could be one possible explanation. Like I said, I'm not I'm really not a weather person.
Right. Well, I was also
get
going to
out of
say,
the
I was
answer.
also going to say also, like, there hasn't been long-term studies over that particular thing, like the jet stream and all that. They're just now recently, within the last few years, like the last, I don't know what, couple of decades, trying to keep track of that stuff. But I mean, we got weather, like temperature wise, it goes back into the 1800s that we can look at. But as far as the studies on the jet stream, you know, and some other things, it's only been recently that they've started keeping track of that kind of stuff, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But of course, that's one of those things. We know that if you like stab yourself in the arm, that there's going to be consequences. Might not have a history of it, but we do know that. Actually, I do want to say something about you had mentioned earlier about climate, or not climate, as far as countries that were
Right.
the big, the big dirty countries, and this is something they don't like to talk about. Because like you talked about earlier about how we're supposed to be the service industry type country, right? We don't really produce goods.
Yeah, Sean said that.
We
Yeah.
exported, we exported all of our dirty production to places like
Yeah,
China and
I know.
India.
I agree with you there. Yeah.
So yeah, we like to point the finger at China as, oh, you're dirty. But like we gave them all the produced concrete jobs. We gave them all the iron smelting jobs. We literally ship all our recycling as far as iron to China. They melt it down, which is the dirtiest part. They melt it down, and of course, just whatever base product, and they send it back.
Yeah, and they put it in
So
gold
we like to
bars
point
now.
the finger at them. Yeah, we like to point the finger at them. You guys are dirty. We're going to need 36 tons of concrete a day. We need you to go ahead and produce that. And like they say, that's the highest energy consumption when it comes to producing any material is concrete, because you have to raise the fly ash, I believe it is. You have to raise the temperature so high for the oxygen molecules to come off of it. That way it can be used as concrete. And yeah, it's one of those things. We like to point the finger at them. Oh, you're dirty, you're dirty, you're dirty. But then we exported all that work to them. Even
No, I
trash.
agree with you there. Yeah, I know all of our jobs pretty much. Well, I mean, except service,
Yeah.
maybe.
Like I found this out recently. I was looking up as far as like what countries like to dump their trash into the ocean, and you would think that we've stopped, right? Well, of course, they historically used to just take their barges out and dump in the ocean. Now they export their garbage to China,
Right.
which when I first read that, I thought that was ridiculous, considering that there are got to be 100 other countries closer than China that you could export garbage to. They could just dig a hole and bury it for you. Why you would have to export from New York all the way to China to your garbage. And then I looked into it further, and of course, China dumps their garbage into the ocean. So as opposed to dumping their garbage into the ocean ourselves, where you're literally, or at least if you're in New York, they're literally paying to ship the garbage all the way to the other side of the planet to give it to China, who more than likely is dumping it in the ocean. It is insane when you look at that. To think that, one, there's no other country like half the world away that would be closer, that would be more than happy to create jobs for the country that simply bury garbage. It's insane. But we're literally paying people to transport to China. Just like
I understand what you're saying about that. That's a problem. I mean, the problem is really all the stuff that we throw away now. I mean, when I was a kid, we'd have maybe one bag of trash a week, and now we've got 3 or 4 bags of trash a week. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's a problem just because of our consumption and easy to get stuff now. It just causes more trash. Used to, you'd go to a butcher and then you'd get, your meat or whatever. And then, you would fix that meat or whatever. And then a couple of days later, you'd go back and get the, next batch of meat, and you wouldn't have any trash really, Now you got all the plastics and everything where they wrap everything up in nice packages, and just causes a lot more trash. But yeah, I'm on your page. I mean, environment. I've always been, trying to look out for the environment. Like I always say on here all the time. I mean, I grew up in a farming community here, but I mean, I don't like all the chemicals they put on the crops. It just leads right into the water and all that. And yeah, I don't know what to do about it. I mean, used to they'd go out and spray Roundup maybe like by hand. Now they just spray it over the whole field. You know what I mean? Because they have Roundup ready. They have Roundup ready seeds now, so they can grow in it. So
I think one thing about that would be, I've actually worked in, when I was much younger, I worked in a grocery store. I don't want to say which name of which grocery store, but it was one of your nicer grocery stores, fairly common chain across the U.S. Anyway, they put all their fresh fruit out there every day. They put out the nice fresh fruit, so you go out and you can grab an apple or this or whatever, right?
mm-hmm.
These guys who do that, they go through every day and also resort them, and if they find flaws and blemishes, they go and throw it away because the customers don't want a nice fresh piece of fruit.
Right.
I watch these people fill up like garbage can after garbage can, like the full garbage can that you'd roll out to the curb. Garbage can after garbage can of fruit for any it had a spot on it, it went to the garbage can.
Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of issues with our usage of stuff as well. I mean,
I agree. Can I say something?
We're using a ton of chemicals to produce more fruit, simply so we can throw half of it away, or we can overeat.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you there. I will also say on this point too, I've never said this on here before, but my brother used to have some hogs, and he would go up to McDonald's at the end of the night. Now they're open 24 hours, but whenever they were closing, and they would give him all their stuff they threw away, and he would just feed that all to the hogs, you know. But then they quit doing it because they were afraid. They quit giving it out to people like that because they were afraid people were going to eat it, and then they'd get sick, and then they'd be liable for it.
Yeah, there's also the argument of, if I throw away the food that gets old, some people will never buy food; they'll just wait to get the free old food.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I think
there's those arguments too.
Yeah, that happens. I think with homeless people, they wait for people to, like restaurants, to throw out stuff at the end of the night. And they go through it, but I don't know. What else was you going to talk about? The
job dependency issue. Let's just say, when it comes to job dependency, I'll tell you what, I have a quote from the website. To have freedom, liberty, and independence, a true measure of value must be placed on work, goods, and trade. Without a true measure of value, a person can easily be exploited for both their pay and in the prices they're charged, leaving their freedom, liberty, and independence out of reach. That's the basic concept of the hour. It's a financial system I've designed to actually try to address all that. And it's the fundamental freedom that our country loves to boast about freedom, but it's the fundamental freedom we don't really have here in the United States. That is our economic freedom. We are on an economic chain and leash. That's how the majority of people in this country live their lives. An economic chain that someone else benefits from while you work the hard end of the chain.
No, I agree with you. But also, people have to have a purpose, right?
Absolutely. But, I mean, should we just say, oh, well, everyone needs a purpose, so let's just go back to kings and queens days, and everyone just works for the king and queen. So,
you
don't want people to sit around and get busy.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, for people to provide for their family is a purpose. Now, I know it benefits mostly the elites, but I mean, unless you're one of the elites, I don't know what else to do. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I guess it comes down to, are you okay with them just arbitrarily raising the prices on their team again and again and again?
Right.
Are you okay with them just charging you more and paying you less? And I mean, are you really okay with that? Because a lot of people, when it comes to this argument, a lot of people think it's really an argument of socialism, communism, and capitalism. And basically what I've done is create another ism.
Right.
But a lot of people like to think if it's not capitalism, it becomes one of these other two isms. And they of course don't want that. They don't want to have either communism where everyone works and you get the same, or socialism where you're expecting somebody else to just give you stuff. What I'm proposing is neither-ism.
But really, in the United States anyway, if you work hard and you are a little lucky, you can actually actually be one of those people. I mean, if you really put your mind to it, I would think. Now, you'd have to be a little lucky, I would say, also. But I mean, luck. But I mean, that's something else. But you just got to capitalize on opportunities when you see them, I guess. And it's possible. But now I don't know what else. What are you thinking? I mean, are you talking about UBI or what are you talking about?
I'm not familiar with UBI.
Universal Basic Income.
Oh no.
Okay.
I'm not anything like that. The universal basic income would be like welfare.
Right.
You get a welfare check every month. It's just enough to get you by.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's it.
Right.
What I'm proposing, like I said, it's a financial system that I call the hour, and it's a financial system that is designed to show you a fair price. It is designed to show you the true cost of a product or a service or anything. The truth, not lies, not BS, not a story on why something is so expensive.
Uh-huh.
They like to say when it comes to healthcare, oh, it's so expensive because of this, it's so expensive because of that, blah, 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 blah. One, you turn around and you see all these people that are going home to their, $1 million mansions, they have their yachts parked out back and
mm-hmm.
et cetera, right?
Right.
So they like to boast about all these reasons it's so expensive, but they're filthy rich.
Right.
This is a system that is designed to show you the true cost. And by doing so, its design is actually to help keep things fair and help curb greed by showing the truth of the transaction. I mean, when it comes to small things, you're not really going to be bothered by somebody who's overcharging or, someone who's trying to make a good profit off of it. But when it comes to larger things, let's just say your health care, your education, your house, you're not going to be as happy that, the bulk of what you're paying for is sheer profit. You're not going to be happy with that.
Yeah,
most people aren't, and it's gonna cause people to fight back against things going up, and it will give people the ability to see the truth and the transaction in order to do that. Because if everyone just thinks, oh well, they said they're charging more money because of this, everyone just says, okay, well I'll just pay more money because they have a legitimate excuse, right?
Mm-hmm.
They come up with a legitimate excuse to charge more money, whether it's a hospital or the gas, whatever. They could try to come up with a legitimate excuse.
Yeah, no, we see that with gas all the time.
Yeah. In Ukraine, so we're going to raise the price of gas, or this or that, or whatever. They try to come up with excuses why to raise the price of gas.
Refinery had a fire, so we have to raise the price of gas. I don't know. It happens all the time.
Yeah, like this system in its core, in its design, is actually, it's a set of rules that would show you, okay, that gas costs X, whatever that price is. And they're trying to charge, X times 2, or they're trying to charge Y.
You having a seizure over there, Randy?
Truth there. So if that gas only costs, let's say $1, and I'm talking about the system doesn't just say, okay, it only costs this one. No, this system takes into account the overhead of the overhead of the gas station. This would take into account everything. And of course, you would see the true cost of that gas.
Right.
Not whatever story they've been giving you and feeding you.
I got you.
And that way, it's designed not to where you have to charge only this much. It's designed to where you, me, and everyone else will see the truth and say, oh,
what would you do?
They're just double charging me everything.
I don't know. How would you implement this? Would you just put everything like on a website, or or would you have, I don't know. How would you let people know about it?
Well, that's what I've been working for. Is I've built an app called the Foundation of New World. Oh,
what was that? I'm sorry, you're kind of cutting in and out.
Oh, sorry. The Foundation of New World, the purpose of it is to actually build the system, and in order to do that, it's to build a small-scale city for those in need. A small-scale city to where the system can be implemented. By the building of the city, you're literally paying people with the currency that is the system. And in doing so, you're creating the currency, you're establishing the currency, you're showing to the world how the currency works. And what it does is designed to do is actually address
this guy trying to be king of his own city, Randy.
That would be between job dependency or between exploitation and everything else. not being paid fairly, being overcharged or underpaid. It's designed to provide an answer to those as fairly as possible, and also to address the things we're talking about, the GDP, the very measurement of the currency's value itself, so that you can actually see that the problems that we're having are because of our financial system, and that this would be an answer to it. So literally building a small scale city for it to be proven to the world. And then, of course, as far as implementation, that would take cities or countries would have to decide that this is a better system
Chaz.
and be willing to exchange out their currency to try to move on to a new type of currency. And to be honest, a lot of countries are already seeing their currencies collapse anyway. Talk about, I don't know how many countries are just using our dollar because, you know, theirs is already collapsed. Venezuela.
Right.
I don't know how many South American countries are just using the dollar. It's probably a lot.
What do you think about what do you think about a digital currency?
There's a control issue there.
Exactly.
I'm
not a
lot
fan.
of conspiracy theories. A lot of conspiracy theories over the past few decades about how the elites wanted to, you know, make a digital currency so they could just turn off your money and you wouldn't be able to do anything.
Yeah,
you could only buy things they approve.
That happened in Canada, right?
I don't know.
The trucker protest in Canada. Where are you at anyway? Are you in the United States?
I'm in the United States. I'm in Florida.
Okay.
I think the trucker protest in Canada was an issue with it was with what is the name of that? PayPal Giving Fund, I think it is.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The GoFundMe stuff.
Yeah, and that's why I actually do not use PayPal Giving Fund. Because basically, if you were to go to my website, there's a donation area, and you can donate by mailing a check, or you can donate by, you know, going through PayPal. PayPal charges a fee. I think it's like 22 cents a transaction plus 3%, something like that.
Okay.
You can go through PayPal, you can go through PayPal Giving Fund, and they won't charge you any fees. The problem is that, let's say if you decide you want to donate $100 or $20 or whatever to the Foundation of the World, and if I use PayPal Giving Fund, you will be donating that money to PayPal Giving Fund with a recommendation that you want it to be given to the Foundation of the World. Mm-hmm. Now, PayPal Giving Fund mostly follows your recommendation, but sometimes the case with the truckers union, they decide that they do not want to follow that recommendation because they feel that the truck driving thing is, for whatever reason, they don't like.
Exactly. Yeah. So they shut it off, and that would be the same kind of control that you would have with digital currency, I would think.
Yeah, that's like more of a, you're donating to the platform, and like when I first signed up for it, I went through and read all the terms and conditions, and I saw that clause. You could, if you do not agree with the LGBTQ or whatever, for many reasons, they can just say, okay, well, we do not want to let your organization have money, so they'll just take your money, either give it back to the people who donated it or just send it somewhere else. So that's why I do not use that. I'm sorry, if you do donate, there will be PayPal will take a fee.
Yeah.
It's a small fee, but I would rather you incur that fee than have to give over control of the money that you hope is supposed to be going towards this cause, and then it does not. It goes somewhere else because they decided that maybe they didn't like it.
Right. Hey, we're going to have to take a break here in a little bit.
You want to go ahead and plug your foundation?
Yes, it's the Foundation of New World. You can find it at www.thefoundationofnewworld.com. There's plenty of videos. There's ways to donate. There's, like I said, there's plenty of pages to explain to you the hour, the full concept of the hour. There's links to the social media accounts. Time to donate, share, subscribe to the social media. Every little bit helps. Just the people going out there, going and subscribing to and sharing and liking the videos, that helps the algorithms promote the videos more, which would save on advertising.
Are your videos on YouTube or anything like that, or just on your website?
On YouTube.
Okay.
They're on the website, but they're done through YouTube and everything. So there's the YouTube channel, there's the Facebook, there's the Tumblr account, and Twitter. So yeah, getting more followers and so on, that helps to promote the website as well.
Okay,
so,
I haven't been on your website except for when Sean showed it to me just a few minutes ago before we started, So I'll look it up and see what I think. But one last question before we let you go, unless you have anything else to talk about. I want to ask you one question since you live in Florida. Trump or DeSantis?
Go ahead. Trump or DeSantis?
I'm just kidding. You don't have to answer that if you don't want to.
No, between the two. And I just have to make clear, this is not the recommendation of the Foundation of New World. This is my personal belief, so on and so forth, because a nonprofit isn't allowed to get involved in politics.
Right,
So
I
these would
got
be my
you.
personal opinions, not the opinions of the Foundation of New World. But I would go for DeSantis over Trump because I believe Trump has some ego things that he's more worried about. There are some of his policies that I agreed with,
Right.
but I believe that his ego gets a lot of check sometimes. And,
I get what you're saying, but then you'll lose your governor.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I mean, I didn't really. I was just trying to make a joke here, man. Before we take a break.
No, that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, that's what would be who I had to go with. I had to go with one of the two.
I got you. And this is not the opinion of the foundation. In case people didn't hear you clearly enough, that's just your own personal opinion. But
yeah.
Okay, well, nice talking to you. We got to take a break though.
And thanks for coming on, Christopher. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Hopefully, it was eye opening for some of you as some of the problems that we really have. There's gonna be more videos if any of you want to see. Subscribe.
Right. I'd have to listen back and really. I think you were over heads a little bit in some parts of it, but with the financial stuff, we're not, financial people, but I get what you're saying. But I'll listen back to it and see what I can get out of it, I guess. But I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Thank you very much, and we'll send you an email after show's over today.
Okay.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for having me, guys. It's been a pleasure. Look forward to talking to you guys again sometime.
All righty. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
See you later. Sean, you didn't even get a word in edgewise.
I didn't give a fuck. What'd you think?
Well, like I said,
Here's what I think.
Like I said, a lot of the stuff was over my head there. But.
I don't even know half what he's talking about because he just kept talking in circles.
Well, it was kind of hard to
It's like
hear
eating
him.
dirt.
It was a little hard to hear him at some points, too. I tried as best I could.
Well, he's from Florida.
Not
Speaking of that, Florida man arrested for practicing karate by kicking swans in the head. See, that's the kind of people that live down there, Randy. Look at Randy trying to catch shit on fire. Yeah. I'm just teasing Florida. Come on.
I have family in Florida.
I mean, it was okay.
How dare you?
I don't give a shit. Christopher was okay or whatever. Like some of the stuff, did go over my head, and then some of it just.
Actually, I agree with some of the stuff he said.
Some of the
just
stuff.
thought he was more of a climate person.
Well, I mean, that's how it comes off.
Yeah, I get you.
But then he says he's not an expert. But now he's wanting to build a city of his own to see what's going on.
Don't we all?
No.
Just teasing.
No. If I could literally have concrete walls set up around my house with a big giant gate.
Concrete's the most
I don't give a fuck.
environmentally damaging thing you can make.
Really?
That's what he said.
Well, I bet we can go to a quarry and just get some fucking crushed up rock and throw some water on it, and I bet it makes concrete.
Just put it in wire cages. It'd be just the same thing.
Yeah.
Like they do on the highways.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. It was kind of weird.
Well, we're not used to having intellectuals, I guess. Which,
I mean, I don't know if it's that.
we tried to be funny, and it seemed like he didn't really want to joke too much.
Well, he didn't want to joke. One. Two, he's never listened to our show, so I don't even know if, I don't know what he thought was going to happen. But he never explained anything.
To be honest, what I think what he was getting at is...
He kept saying
I think he was trying to get at that we're looking at this problem in only one way right now, and there's other ways you can go about probably trying to get a hold of it. You know what I'm saying?
I get that, but damn.
That's what I kind of got out of it.
I mean, from the beginning of man, we've worked on this, what we have now, basically. Not actual currency. We haven't always had currency.
Right.
But things have always worked as far as like, hey, I want that fucking muffin, and I have this fur that I'll give you for it. That's how it started out. And then it just got to like more and more and more and more and more and more and more. You know, you're not going to reverse the way the world works. You're going to have a job. You're going to have to work, period.
I don't think he was saying that. I think he was saying, I think he was more, what I got to is he's more
like anti-rich people.
Kind of, but corporations.
Right.
Like these large corporations that are taking advantage of us. I think that it's a more simpler way to say it.
That's been going on forever.
It's always been going on as long as we've had corporations.
Well, it's been going on since the kings.
Right.
You know, kings just come around and they're like, I'm the king.
You
owe me taxes.
Our kings now just don't want to be known.
Yeah.
They want to be in the shadows
they want to be in the
collect
shadows.
all their money.
Well, they found out. They found out from the Dark Ages what happens to kings. They get fucked up. So they're just like, yeah, we're going to put these people forward. Pretend that all you guys elected this person. And then we're actually going to be back here telling this person what you're fucking doing.
Right.
Yeah, that's how it's
going on.
Yeah,
right?
that's
like we were talking about earlier with BlackRock and
yeah.
You know, Vanguard, all those companies that run the financial institutions all over the world.
Right.
Anyway.
All right, we're going to take a break. I'm sure Randy has to pee. I had to pee like twice.
20 minutes ago.
Oh, man, dude, that coffee tore me down. Before we go, I'm going to leave everybody with a little knowledge that just I thought was cool. I might do this every once in a while from now on. But anyway, this is from Rumi, right? He's a philosopher back in the day, right? This is what he says. Raise your words, not your voice. It is rain that grows flowers, not thunder.
There you go.
There you go. Think about that one.
That's deep.
Deep.
Sorry, I was off the mic a minute.
Super deep. Anyway, we're going to take a break. Holy shit, the second show of the half's going to be crazy, though, unlike the first half. So, sorry for the first half. I'm sure it wasn't exciting for anybody.
I'm sure it's not. But, I mean, it helps the guy get his
yeah, I mean, that's fine.
information out.
Yeah, which is cool. I mean, anybody can come on here. Anybody can plug whatever they want, unless it's like something weird.
I think
like furry camp or something. I'm not doing
Hell,
that.
come it. Furries, you're welcome to. I'll let you come on.
Randy will talk to you. I'll just listen and fucking be like, shit.
Oh, shoot. I forgot I was going to bring something over. I forgot it. I'll bring it next time.
Okay. All right, party people. We're going to take a break. You know what time it is. I'm Sean.
And I'm Randy.
And this is Rule America. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Rule America Podcast. Randy.
Blue Moon of Kentucky. Oh, no, that's not the song.
Damn. Well, Randy, what do you think this year, how the show's been going?
Oh, it's been going.
Yeah, it's been going. Anyway, Randy, you know where you can find us?
Yeah, RuleAmericaPodcast.com.
.com. Don't forget that part.
Right.
It's on the line, in case you haven't seen it.
Or we're on Spotify, Anchor,
Right there. YouTube.
Sometimes.
Spotify,
Yeah.
Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts.
Wherever you get your podcast.
Yeah, Facebook. Don't forget to get on there and like us and poke us and yeah, make love to us. I'm just kidding. Or am I? I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Wake up, man.
Oh, I'm tired. COVID.
Right?
Yeah. Getting crazy out there. I want to give a shout out to
What?
TCW Wrestling.
Yeah.
Check them out. go to their YouTube page. You can also check them out on AIM Television. Check them out there as well. Need to get out there and see these guys. Watch some power drives and DDTs and all kinds of shit.
Awesome.
Yeah. What about you, Randy? You gonna get in the dirt?
Oh, yeah. I got Lake Cumberland Speedway. You can go to lcspeedway.net to get on their website. Next month, well, actually this month, when this comes out, April 1st will be an open practice. On the 8th, they will be off.
April 1st. That's over.
Yeah, I know.
Randy's trying to time travel.
I'm just saying, for this month, this is what I'm pulling up for this month.
This is May.
No, this is April.
This is May, bro.
Well, I can do May, too.
Okay, we'll do May.
I'll do both of them. How
Well,
about
there's
that?
one day left in April.
No.
Yeah. It's April 30th, bro.
All right, let's start over. Just start over.
Hell no, we're going to keep on trucking with this one. This one's a good one.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
The Time Traveler.
Okay, so yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. So May 6th, they're off that day. It's Ralph Lantham Memorial, whatever. I don't know about that, but on the 13th of May, it's the Legend Car Special, $1,200 to win. On the 20th of May, Kids Night, info to be announced. And on the 27th of May, Johnny Wheeler Memorial, Ironman Super Late Models, $7,531 to win.
There we go. Shit.
And that's Lake Cumberland Speedway. Check it out. You can go to their website. Like I said, lcspeedway.net.
Yeah, buddy. Anyway, if anyone else would want a shout out for us to do on the next ad campaign that we're going to be doing, hey, write in, let us know. We'll yell it out there for you.
Better shout out Fish Moon.
Fish Moon Brewery, hello. And yeah. And shout out to, here we go, Randy, the list.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit. United States, Germany, United Kingdom, India, Canada, Brazil, Thailand, Singapore, Israel, Bangladesh, Sweden, Jamaica, Italy, Ireland, Poland, Philippines, Australia, Belgium, Norway, Indonesia, Uruguay, Japan, Taiwan, Hungary, Russia, Dominican Republic, Portugal, Republic of Lithuania, and Denmark. Good night.
Denmark.
Worldwide.
Is Denmark, was that on there before?
Yeah, it was on there
Okay.
before. Yeah, that was the one we kept trying to add, but it took forever for the month to go by. But it's okay.
Well, I was in the last month anyway, remember?
Yeah. So don't forget to find us on Facebook. Listen to us on Spotify. Obviously, if you're listening to this, you're probably already listening to us. Share it. Share it with your friends. Let them have some laughs, okay? Don't hoard this show to yourself. Don't be stingy. Right, Randy?
That's right. And now back to the lizard people.
Yep. We're going back in time again. Hell, we might go back to 1927 when shit was crazy. All right, party people. Let's get back to the show. You guys have fun. I'm Sean.
And I'm Randy.
And this is Rule America. Good God.
We're back.
I don't know you, Randy, but that guy made me almost want to get an alcoholic beverage. I'm just kidding. I'll stick to the cola.
It's a good thing I did a little research before this, so I had something to
Yeah,
talk
because I had
about.
nothing to fucking talk about. I was just like, whatever. I was gonna ask some questions and stuff, like about You know, like, well, at one time the Earth used to be way hotter than it is now.
I know.
Then we went to an ice age, and we still have ice from the ice age. So couldn't we just be in like, but whatever.
Right.
To each their own.
Also, I was going to also mention the let's see, Science Versus podcast. It's called Science Versus. Well, they did one on climate change, and according to them, they can't really predict sea level rise. That's just like right now they don't have enough information to actually predict it.
Right.
And also, well, we talked about the Gulf Stream. They can't really predict that either.
No, they can't predict shit.
Right. So
That's why, you know, it was thundering and stuff earlier, and it was drizzling with rain. Nothing happened.
Right.
It just blew right over.
Yep.
Which is nice because I really didn't want the power and shit to go out today, or the video to stop working, or some kind of other, you know, thing. But it might start here soon because we've got some crazy shit I'm about ready to play.
Oh, also one other thing I was going to say is 90. According to that podcast, also 97% of climate scientists think that global warming is caused by humans. What about the other 3%?
Yeah, the ones that aren't getting paid to say so. The poor scientists. The real ones that are kept in the basement. What about them guys?
Well, you know, they just get banned from YouTube.
You know what I want to know? Like, if we, well, obviously we wouldn't wake up, but let's just say everybody went to sleep tonight, and that was it. No more humans ever again, right? Or no more humans existed tomorrow.
The Earth would still be here.
The Earth would still be here, and I think it would just continue on doing what it's doing now.
It's possible.
Except it could get worse, actually, because carbon monoxide, right? That's what carbon dioxide. Or wait,
Yeah.
is it dioxide? That's what plants put off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
No, it's what plants breathe. What's what we put out?
that's what we put out, right? So all the plants would die if we weren't here.
No, I don't know if all the plants would die because you still have
Like mammals and shit,
volcanoes and stuff to put out gases.
right?
Methane. Methane's also a contributor, supposedly.
God, can you imagine them? Oh boy, you better watch out, people that survive. There'd be so many cows running around, you won't know what to do. Letting off the methane gas.
Right.
Whole world in 12 years. That's what
That's what they keep saying. Oh, Greta?
no.
Oh.
OAC or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Or AOC.
AOC.
Yeah. Haven't heard nothing about her for a long time. She must have finally shut her mouth.
Yeah, last thing I heard from her, she was defending not defending, she was actually going after the guy that stood up for the people on the subway train in New York City because he was trying to. That was the last time. The Marine guy.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not gonna help you guys, even though I'm a Marine, right? I'm gonna just sit here and watch this dude fuck everybody up. No, I don't think that's built into a Marine.
If it went for her being so loud, they probably wouldn't. I don't know. You know, it's hard to tell in New York what they would.
Yeah, New York's shit. I'm glad we don't live there.
Me too.
Sorry for you guys that do.
I went there once.
You guys better move because your power grid's getting ready to go down when all these new places get built and they're not allowed to have gas stoves. We'll see how that fucking works out real well. Anyway. All right. I'm going to play a clip. Trigger warning. Extreme trigger warning. Okay. But this is a 1950s commercial ad. So you have to listen. Okay. I know this is going to offend people, but I don't care.
Oh, no.
This was played in the 50s, so you're just going to have to get over it. But then we'll talk about it once the clip's over. You ready, Randy? Are you sure?
As much as I'm going to be.
Watch out.
Never knows when the homosexual is about. He may appear normal, and it may be too late when you discover he is mentally ill. But all homosexuals are not passive. Some resort to violence, as in the case of Mike Merrick. The companionship, the praise, the friendly attitude dispelled any misgivings Mike might have had about going with a stranger. He probably never realized until too late that he was riding in the shadow of death. Ralph showed him some pornographic pictures. Jimmy knew he shouldn't be interested, but, well, he was curious. What Jimmy didn't know was that Ralph was sick. A sickness that was not visible
Holy
like
crap.
smallpox, but no less dangerous and contagious. A sickness of the mind.
Oh my gosh.
You see, Ralph was a homosexual, a person who demands an intimate relationship with members of their own sex.
Oh my gosh.
But by now, Jimmy felt a fondness for Ralph, and they continued to go places together. Ralph was generous and took Jimmy many interesting places and did many nice things for him. He bought presents and even gave him money, but payments were expected in return. You see, Jimmy hadn't recognized Ralph's approach soon enough. When Ralph first asked Jimmy to go fishing alone, he should have discussed it with his parents or teacher. Finally, Jimmy told his parents, and they reported it to the juvenile authorities. Ralph was arrested, and Jimmy was released on probation in the custody of his parents. One never knows when...
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? Now, to me, looking at it in this day and age, right? To me, that's a pedophile commercial. Like they're talking about a
They're
pedophile
talking about an older man.
seducing a boy.
Right.
Not gay.
I get it.
Gay dudes don't want to
Man,
go.
what kind of a weird, sick website did you get that from?
I got my shit, man.
You went back in time?
Yeah, I went back in time to the 50s and recorded it on my phone.
Right.
Everybody sitting there around this couch, they were like, "Who the fuck is this?" I was like, "Time traveler."
Talking to this device.
Then they're going to become women, and women will become men one day, and and then I disappear, and then they're like. But isn't that the weirdest commercial you've ever heard in your life
It's weird.
for
man.
gay people?
It's weird, man. I don't know. Man, it must have been rough being gay back in the day, I bet.
Well, yeah, you just kept it to yourself. But to me, this is why, though. They say that, gay people are gay dudes are pedophiles. No, pedophiles are just pedophiles. Like a gay dude who's attracted to men isn't interested in little boys.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And then, fucking pedophiles aren't interested in some fucking dude. They want a little boy.
They want kids.
Fucking weirdos.
They're weird, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I just thought that was
that's one thing we will not have on this on this podcast is
What?
pedophiles.
Well, you don't want to have a class for them or anything?
No. Don't want to have anything to do with pedophiles. That's one thing we're allowed to.
And furries. Okay.
I'd rather talk to a furry than a pedophile. I'll tell you that.
Well, yeah, I just wouldn't talk to one.
Well, I wouldn't either.
If they approach me, I would feel threatened. Life and danger. Okay. Protect myself.
I don't know, man.
Well, I can tell you this: if I seen a pedophile approaching my children, it'd be not a good day for the pedophile. I'll just say that.
Maybe you shouldn't say that out loud.
Done did. But yeah, so that was one of the clips I was going to play or whatever, just because like when I seen it, I thought, holy shit, they were playing this shit back in the 50s. Wow, dude, this is nuts.
That was something.
Yeah. I told you this shit's going to blow your mind. These clips are crazy. I'm enjoying it. And plus, it's June, so it's Gay Pride Month.
Right.
Right.
This is last weekend of June, right? Yeah.
Right. And not only did I play that for because it's June, because of its 1950 weirdness or whatever, this just shows you how the media was portraying shit back then, even.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the government said homosexuality ain't happening. And they were like, the homosexuals after Timmy, or whatever. And it's like, what?
Yeah, but I think we've talked about it before. There's been homosexuals forever.
Back in the Greek times.
Right.
Yeah. So, whatever. But I just thought that was fucked up weird.
Dude, I think Rogan talks about it sometimes, but there's this tribe of this tribe somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but he talks about it every once in a while. I think they're on an island or something.
Sentinese people
I don't know. The ones that
will kill you if you go there.
no, not them.
Oh.
I mean, he talks about those too, but every now and then. But no, he was talking about this one tribe that their whole thing is when the boys get so old, they have to, like, an older person in the tribe gets with them, and they have to pretty much give them oral sex,
What?
and it's like how they become a man.
Sucking dick? That's strange.
I don't know anything about this other than what Rogan said about it. But
Yeah, but here's my thing, though. See, this is the problem. It's all different.
and then
Like, that is a whole...
Here's the-
it's not a queer thing, probably. It's probably a cultural thing.
well, probably, but the thing of it is it just perpetuates the whole thing. So then when those kids grow up, they want to do the exact same thing to other boys. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yeah, get their cock sucked.
I guess.
It's fucking strange.
Strange, man.
But if you grow up in that environment, I mean, that's what you're going to do. Right?
I guess.
I mean, I'm sure there's some, like, I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not sucking it, and they probably get killed and thrown in the jungle somewhere.
Probably. Or something. It might get outcast.
Outcast or something. Yeah, that's just strange. Okay, so where are we going next? I don't know. I didn't label any of these.
Don't know.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I got it though. Here we go. Here's our next clip. Are you kidding me? Never mind. I thought it stopped recording. I was pissed for 1 second. Did you see that? All right, here we go. That was Kamala.
Experiencing record inflation, the worst in 30 years, way beyond expectations.
Yeah, good job.
OPEC didn't increase oil production.
Listen to her answer.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you would prevent the new spending in your Build Back Better agenda from exacerbating the problem? And also, what else are you going to do to fix this problem with inflation?
All right, thank you. Well, let's start with this. Prices have gone up. And
And for that, we have high
families
prices.
and individuals are dealing with the realities of that bread costs more, that gas costs more. And we have to understand what that means. That's about the cost of living going up.
Wow. Good job. You explained the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's about having to stress and stretch limited resources. That's about a source of stress for families that is not only economic, but is on a daily level, something that is a heavy weight to carry. So it is something that we take very seriously. But there is also a point that is important to make on the Build Back Better framework.
Okay.
One, it is designed to make it less expensive for working people to live.
Huh.
Well, it ain't working, is it?
You don't say.
It was specifically designed to bring down the costs of childcare and increase accessibility and availability. Designed to bring down the cost of elder care
Okay. Is that it?
No.
and make it available to all those working families that need that support and need that help. And Build Back Better is not going to cost anything. We're paying for it.
They're paying for it. Yeah. So that was our vice president right there, old Kamala,
My gosh.
answering a nice question.
Good
on
answer. Good
inflation.
answer.
Now,
Now, how did she get to be vice president?
because she's fucking, she said
She's
she
so
was
smart.
black.
She's
She
so
said
smart.
she was black, but she ain't.
Well, she's black.
She's a person of color, but she's not a
She's-
black American.
She's not a.
She's like a fucking Jamaican.
She's not an African American.
Right. She's an idiot. That's what she is. She can't even answer one fucking simple question.
No, she answered it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if
I don't know if she actually answered it.
I don't know if you understood anything she was saying or not, but
No, I didn't. Inflation's causing because prices are high. Yeah.
Build Back Better was designed
to make you
to make it cheap.
Yeah, childcare is cheap. Let me tell you something right now. But we have one child who's in daycare, right? $200 a week for fucking daycare. Now, how in the fuck is that helping me?
The Build Back Better, you mean?
Yeah, I would go to work. It's crazy, dude.
Maybe it'd be $300 a week if it wasn't for Build Back Better.
Ooh, it'd probably be $100 a week if Trump was still president. It's so nuts, dude. I just can't wrap my head around it. But hey, it is what it is, and we live where we live. Okay, all we have to do is just cross our fingers, fucking knock on wood every morning when we go out to work, and pray Joe Biden lives until the end of his shit, and pray they don't win again. Let's get something.
Well, I was getting to that earlier before we had the guest call in. You
Yeah.
know, talking about Hunter Biden, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, I was going to say that even the mainstream media is starting to go after. Did you see that? Where, like, CNN, MSNBC, all these reporters at the White House were asking the press secretary,
Jean-Pierre or whatever.
or something.
Yeah.
They kept asking her, like, one asked her about Hunter Biden, his dealings with his legal troubles and all that.
Right.
And she goes, I'm not going to get into family issues. He's his son, and I'm just not going to talk about that. And then, so she called on another reporter, and another reporter goes, I just want to elaborate on his question, and I'd like for you to answer that. She kept saying the same thing over and over again, where she wasn't going to comment on it.
Yeah. The Democrat speakers don't like to comment on anything. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Circle back. Remember?
Yeah.
The one before her. Circle back. I'll circle back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good one.
And
Okay.
Biden doesn't take any questions either. Hardly ever.
No. But here he is, actually. I'm glad you brought that up, Randy, because now I have a clip of old Biden, our president of the United States. You'll get to enjoy this clip. It's good too. Ready?
Right.
So for all those Republicans in Congress criticizing me today for high gas prices in America, are you now saying we were wrong to support Ukraine? Are you saying we were wrong to stand up to Putin? Are you saying that we would rather have lower gas prices in America and Putin's iron fist in Europe?
Hello?
Yeah. Like, yeah, super yeah. We get cheaper gas? Yeah. Why did you even ask that question? Was this an option the whole time? I'm going, yeah. I'm saying yeah. My vote is yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious.
Pretty funny.
But bullshit, dude. I mean, yes. We shouldn't have got involved in that.
Well, yeah, Putin's time's limited now.
I mean, yeah, but maybe. So everybody else is too at the same time. I'm telling you, dude.
I thought he had cancer. What happened to that?
Yeah, he has the cure. Russia probably has a cure. We don't, because pharmaceuticals are too big over here.
Yeah, it's too much of a moneymaker.
Hugely. But yeah, I mean, how are you going to get up there and say that? What? You guys want to live, basically, you guys want to live better here in your own country than have Putin over there in Europe? Huh? Yeah. Who gives a shit? You know what? Here's what younger people need to think about. We didn't get involved in World War II until Pearl Harbor.
Right.
You know, and Hitler's over there fucking all kinds of shit up before that. So
That's weird that you brought that up. I just heard not too long ago. Don't know if this is true or not, kind of a conspiracy theory type thing. So I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying the government, I've heard this, that the government knew Pearl Harbor was going to happen.
I've heard that too, yeah. That there was like warnings and shit. Like they had warnings, yeah.
And did nothing.
Well, no, because then they got to get involved in the war.
Right.
I mean, this is just...
the conspircy theory,
yeah,
I don't
it's
know if
weird
it's
how
true.
every fucking war starts with something crazy.
like that, yeah.
Afghanistan war and all that. Desert Storm.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's just weird. It's yeah. If you think I believe for 1 minute that anybody in our government actually gives a shit about any people in another country, you're wrong.
Exactly. They don't give a shit about Ukrainians.
No.
Or they wouldn't let them die over there. I don't know, man.
It's just weird.
Well, I don't know.
Just saying. Strange.
I guess I shouldn't have said that.
Oh, no. Okay, well, we've heard from Kamala Harris. We've heard from Biden. Maybe we should hear from Bad Orange Man.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Answer our questions. My question is regarding the economy. Over the past 2 years, we have seen the prices for everything skyrocket. From food to gas to utilities and insurance costs, many people's bills are up several $100s a month, including mine. If elected president again, what is the first thing you would do to help bring down the cost to make things more affordable?
Drill, baby, drill. You know about that.
I heard that
So, we were energy independent. We were soon going to be energy dominant. And nobody had ever done what I did. We got oil down to $1.87. Actually, it fell lower than that in some cases. We had to save the oil companies. The price was getting so. We were doing incredibly. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country, probably the greatest economy in the history of the world. We were energy independent, soon to be energy dominant. We were going to be bigger than Russia and Saudi Arabia put together ×2. We have more liquid gold under our feet than any other nation. Any other nation. And these stupid fools ended it. And energy went from $1.87 and even lower for gasoline, for a car. They went from $1.87 to $5, $6, $7, $8, and even $9. And your electricity bills went through the roof, your heating bills went through the roof. And that's what started inflation. And it hasn't stopped because people are paying now for bacon and for eggs and for the 2 and 3 times what it was just a little while ago. We created the greatest economy in history. A big part of that economy was got you the biggest tax cuts in the history of our country, bigger than the Reagan cuts, bigger than any. And also, Caitlin, also, as you know, we got the biggest regulation and regulatory cuts. This place was rocking, and then we were given a gift from China. And China paid a big price. And let me tell you something. I took in hundreds of billions of dollars in taxes from China. But prior to COVID coming in, and then I rebuilt the economy again, a second time. But we had, prior to COVID coming in as from China, from Wuhan, which I said it came from Wuhan. Everybody said, oh, you're wrong about that. You're wrong. It came from Wuhan. I said it right from day one. So we had the greatest economy in the world. Here's the story. They made energy so high, and energy is all invasive. It is massive as an industry and as a cost. It lifted everything. If you made donuts, no matter what you did, and we had inflation, the likes of which I guess we haven't had, they said, for 52 years, but I think more than that. We had no inflation. We had the lowest energy prices we've had in decades. This country was rocking and rolling. And by the way, we had the most secure border in the history of our country.
Mr. President, we have more questions on the economy.
So that was his thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like we didn't have any inflation. It just was minimal.
Right.
I mean, he likes to go overboard with his.
Well, yeah, he likes everything, though, he says.
I know,
is like,
right.
Yeah. It's the greatest.
Yeah.
I'm the best. Yeah.
That's funny, though, but I was thinking back to our guest that was on, and I asked him about Trump or DeSantis. I did hear that DeSantis said, or not him personally saying, but I'd heard that if he gets the nomination, that he might go more, he might move towards the middle on the abortion thing.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. DeSantis?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Like, just so, I mean, I think.
Just to go back like it was.
No, it would be like, I think, I don't know what, this is just what I had heard, not for sure if this is true or not, but I had heard that he was going to go like more towards the middle, so he's going to be more lenient as far as abortion goes on his policies than what he is in Florida right now. Like before, they had a 15-week ban, and then he made it a 6-week ban in Florida.
Right.
And anyway, so I don't know what that means exactly. If he's just going to not even do anything about it, or if he's going to try to make it where, I mean, if they try to push some kind of a national ban on abortion
Right.
all over the whole country or whatever, he would be more inclined probably to be, what I'm thinking anyway, this is on my own opinion, maybe he's going to be more like towards the 15-week ban, or maybe even more than that.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? That's,
okay, yeah.
That's my take from it, but I don't know.
We'll see, won't we?
Yeah, we'll see, but I don't even think he's going to get the nomination. But
You don't think so?
it's possible.
We'll see. Well, it's the powers that be.
Right.
We'll see.
Got any more clips?
Yeah, I saved the most dangerous ones for last.
Oh, no.
Jr., he was declared the front-runner for the New York Senate seat back in 1999. Days later, his plane crashed into the Atlantic Ocean, and his rival, Hillary Clinton, was elected senator. Mary Mahoney was
I never
a
made that
Clinton White
connection.
House intern. She knew enough of the inner workings of Bill's sexual advancements to be a star witness during the Clinton impeachment trials. She was brutally executed at a Starbucks she was managing in 1997. In 1993, White House counsel Vince Foster was found dead in Fort Marcy Park near D.C. He supposedly killed himself, and among a lengthy list of potential foul play, the bullet was never found.
Then there's James McDougal, a key witness for White House prosecutors. He was serving his 3-year sentence for bank fraud at the Fort Worth Federal Medical Center in Texas. And just before he was to give a testimony before the grand jury, McDougal suffered a heart attack in solitary confinement.
In 2015, Walter Scheib, a White House chef, bottom of a river, nearly 2 miles from the base of the trail he was reportedly hiking. An autopsy determined that Scheib's death was accidental drowning, but he might have known too much. 27-year-old Democratic National Committee staffer Seth Rich was shot and killed in D.C. this year. There is speculation that he was the source of the controversial leaked emails allegedly sent by DNC staffers, and that he may have been murdered in retaliation. Then Sean Lucas, the lead attorney in a fraud case against the DNC, was found lying on the bathroom floor by his girlfriend when she returned home on August 2nd. His death was reported classified, pending the results of an autopsy.
Coincidence.
Yeah, that's what I was just getting ready to say. Like, are you serious? Now, YouTube is going to fuck us over on that one. For sure. They're going to be like, nope, not happening.
Well, I mean, we don't agree with that. Of course.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. But, come on, man. That's a lot,
I know.
dude. That's a lot. Dude, if me and you knew that many people that all that shit happened to, me and you'd be in prison forever. It's just weird, dude. It's so strange that this just happens. And
come on, Sean, you can't. I mean, you can't.
Yeah,
you don't know a guy's gonna have a heart attack.
Hey,
He's
bro.
solitary confinement.
Yeah. I don't know too many guys either that can hang themselves and then shoot themselves afterwards.
Yeah,
strange. But
kinda
hey,
weird.
you never know. I'm not a doctor.
That's the one where the bullet was never found, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Of course, we got to say, that's total misinformation. What he just played.
That could be misinformation. Okay? None of that could be true.
I heard a thing.
All right.
I heard something the other day about misinformation.
Yeah.
Misinformation is not a real word.
Probably not. How can something be misinformation?
You can be misinformed.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean misinformation is a real word. It's what misinformation is? It's the stuff they don't want you to know. That's what it is.
Yeah. Exactly.
And
It's the truth.
they made up the word.
It's like that clip right there, and they're like, "That's some information." Like, well, that's what I was informed of.
Well, there is. I think disinformation is a real word, but that means stuff that's wrong.
Right.
Misinformation is, like I said, not really a real word, but it's mean to meant stuff that they don't want you to know about.
Why don't you just say classified? Make it all easy for us.
Because then we might get in trouble.
Ooh,
they might.
Is that why they had to change the name to terrorists to insurgents there for a while?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's just funny.
They changed the name of illegal aliens to migrants.
Cool.
Also, I meant to bring this up with our guest, but I forgot all about it. The Guardian newspaper. You know what that is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they're
From Batman? No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Yeah.
I think is it UK? It's a European.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's UK.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, so they're not allowed to use climate change or global warming anymore when they talk about climate change or global warming. They have to use the terms climate crisis or climate catastrophe.
See, that's shit. That's just.
I mean, we're just talking about changing definitions here.
Right. Yeah.
Words.
But it's to scare people.
Yeah.
Climate change. Everybody goes, yeah, it's fucking hot today.
Right.
Okay. Climate crisis.
Yeah.
We're all gonna die. Yeah. That's where they want you. Dude, I'm at the point now where if like I woke up and seen a mushroom cloud, I'd just be like, figures.
Right. And also on
gone.
On definitions also, I don't know if I mentioned this last time or not, but Johns Hopkins, they put out something about, they were talking about definitions of gay men or gay, and and they actually used the word man as a man who's attracted to other
men,
people of his own sex. I think is what they said.
Okay,
I think if I can remember,
which would be a man.
Now this is off the top of my head. I don't know if this is exactly what it said, but it was like a man who's attracted to same sex, whatever. Well, lesbians, they define them as non-men attracted to non-men.
Okay.
It's kind of weird, right?
Shit.
Definitions.
It's all
the world we live in now.
I know, but who's the people that are in charge of making these fucking definitions? That's what I want to know.
Wikipedia.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Because literally, okay, so gay, right? Gay used to mean happy back in the day.
Yeah.
Like you were getting like, how you doing today? I'm so gay, right? That was the thing.
A gay old time.
Yeah, gay old time. That was the thing.
What was that, Looney Tunes, or what was that? We'll have a gay old time.
And then
what was that? It was a song.
Yeah. Son of a bitch, Randy.
What was it? It was a
Flintstones.
Yes, the Flintstones.
There we go. Fucking nailed it. Yeah. So if you go back and watch the old Flintstones, I don't know if it's on the new ones or not, but we'll have a gay old time, like great time. Basically, is what that meant. Right. Now, or not now, but then it got changed to mean homosexual, like a slang for homosexual, gay, which I don't know why. Maybe because gay guys are usually happy people. You think that could be it?
Possibly. I don't know, man.
I don't know either. I'm just speculating.
Right. I mean,
but it seems like, every gay guy that I've ever met seems like they're really in a great mood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then I think, well, when that got changed to gay wasn't accepted like it is now.
Oh, yeah.
So
I got you.
were they that fucking happy back then? Probably. I mean, in some areas, I'm sure, but not everywhere.
Well, I don't know.
So then you had fag, which means used to mean bundle of sticks. Okay.
You're not supposed to say that.
Well, that's what the dictionary said it was back in the day. Is a bundle of sticks. Some countries, I believe it's Europe, still use that term for cigarettes.
Yeah.
It's just, it's different everywhere, dude. That's what I'm trying to get at. Everywhere you go, something means something different. It's strange.
Yeah. Like, what is it? Fanny in the UK means something totally different than what it means here.
Yeah.
Shout out to our UK listeners.
Shout out. Shout out to the German listeners, too, because they've really picked their shit up, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're our number 2 listener.
All right.
Yeah, good job, Germany. Shout out. We're going to do our shout out and, like we said, our ad shit and all that, and we're going to change it for next month. We slacking this month for sure, but that's all right. Hey, man, we get busy sometimes.
We've had a lot going on
You
this
got
month.
corn, you got grass to mow.
Right.
You got... It's none of your business what me and Randy do. Don't ask again, okay? Anyway, all right, you ready for the last clip?
Okay.
It's the last one I got.
But in the
Okay, it's these people in drag walking down the street. Okay, see these are the people during these pride parades and shit, right? That ruin it for the rest of them. Just like like me and you, right? White people who are fucking super racist or homophobic or whatever make us look like shit because we live in the country and we're fucking white, right? They're screaming, "We're here. We're queer. We're coming for your children."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Yeah, hold on.
But in the
Okay, I can hear it now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Man, that's messed
Now what the fuck?
Well,
Really? You want to march down the road yelling that?
Now listen, queer means a different thing now too.
It does? When they switch that?
I think here recently. I think what is it? It used to mean when we were younger, or when I was younger anyway, queer meant that you were gay or lesbian, right?
Well, yeah.
Or mainly gay.
But people call you queer just because you're being stupid. So this, yeah.
Used to.
Anyway, we don't have to get into all the 80s talk, okay?
Right, because it's,
that was in the 80s.
I mean, people might get mad at us for misrepresenting or something now, but anyway, but now I think queer means now it could be a lot of things. It could be either you're gay or you're non-binary or you're asexual.
Really?
Yeah.
Write in and let us know on that. I don't know.
I don't know either. That's what I get out of it anyway. But anyway, I
still don't get the whole "we're here, we're queer, we're coming for your children" part. That's the part I'm like, what?
I know that's
that's what I mean. I think they're making the rest of the community look. That's what causes a bunch of shit. It's like a handful of stupid people. Because it wasn't like the whole giant parade was doing that. It was just like a little bundle of like 10 people.
Right.
Yelling that.
Did you hear about the I think it was LA Dodgers?
No.
They had a during the Pride Month they were going to have these they would drag people. They're a group of drag queens or whatever, but they also dress up in makeup and they dress up as nuns, and they're actually, I think they had something to do with Satanism or something. I forget what they're called. Anyway, they invited them to the LA Dodgers to do, and they were, I don't know, to the game. I don't know what they were doing. They were giving them some kind of plaque or something about, for Pride Month or something.
What the fuck?
But anyway, so people got mad, like Christians and like Catholics and even I think even some like other religions got mad and they pushed back on it.
Right.
So then the LA Dodgers uninvited him. Well, then the community, the alphabet community, came out, pushed back against them because
Right.
they weren't accepting. You know what I'm saying? And so then they re-invited him back.
Right.
Then a bunch of people during that night of the baseball game, instead of having them during like in the middle of the game or whatever, whenever the stadium was all full,
Right.
they invited them in like before the game started. There was only like a handful of people in there watching,
Right.
and then like there was thousands of protesters outside that were like Christian protesters and stuff.
Well, you know what? I mean, I think that's a stupid idea to be dressing up
Here's
in
my-
nun clothing, wearing makeup, and all this crap.
Here's my take
But
on
it's a
that.
free country.
No. I understand what you're saying. Free speech, right?
Yeah.
I agree. But it's also
It's just dumb.
it's just kind of stupid, like Bud Light, right? I mean, they had to dip their toe into it.
Yeah,
Why do they have to be political or whatever?
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what we've been saying. I think since
Exactly.
we started the show is that the entertainment industry, okay, is there to entertain. Not fucking get involved in politics.
Right. That's when we want to get away from.
Yeah, it's like you shut your mouth and play the fucking game that you're played to play, and I don't want to hear anything about your politics, okay?
Right.
Hit me a home run, slam me the dunk, or get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
I understand.
Yeah, it's annoying. I don't think any athletes or celebrities or anything should get involved in politics,
Right.
period.
I do like your point that it is free speech though, but and you're right about that, and I'm for that. But
It was a stupid
it's
fucking
just
thing.
a move that you. Here's what happens if you get political: you're going to alienate half of the country,
And you're going to alienate half your fans.
half your fans.
Yeah.
I mean-
you're fucking yourself is what you're doing.
I mean, either way, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if they would have a Christian rally, I'm sure probably people would protest about that.
They would. They'd be outside fucking,
Yeah.
doing whatever. Yeah, it wouldn't matter. There's always going to be protesters. Everybody just needs... People are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That protesting thing did nothing. They still went in there. I know it was a handful of people.
Right.
But, I mean, come on. They still got their way. They still got the plaque and what the fuck ever. Probably a picture on the paper.
Probably. I don't know. But anyway, was that the last one?
Yeah, that was the last clip.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Anyway,
crazy world.
right? I'm all for free speech, and then you know, you're gay or whatever. It doesn't matter to me one way or
I
another.
don't give a shit what you do. Just don't cringe on me being able to live my life.
Like I said before, people are even saying now in the gay community that this is harming them more because all this crazy stuff that's going on. It's harming their community more now than ever in the past.
So the problem is with their community now, right? Is you're getting all these fucking young people in their 20s now that are coming up.
Right.
That's been coming up since, teenage years that when gay marriage got legalized and all that. Now they're coming up in a whole free thing, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then
And
but
then
they want that fucking attention, like, oh, look at me. Oh, look at me.
I don't think
Which
I
everybody
don't-
does when
I
you're
don't know-
20-something years old.
Well, that's probably true.
You go on the beach, you take your fucking shirt off when you're 20. You're like,
Oh, speaking of that reminds
I
me.
wouldn't do that now, but
Did you see the woman at the White House? Or it was a trans woman.
No.
White House showed her boobs. This was a few weeks ago, and I forgot to talk
no.
about it.
Did they
last
actually
time.
show them since?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Then they got banned from the White House. So then the LGBT community was mad about that.
That's too good. No, I
you
did
didn't hear
not
about that
see
one?
that. No, but I have been seeing.
But then there was a trans man right beside her showing their boobs where they got them cut off, and there was just scars there.
Okay, well, what about the regular woman and the regular dude that could have stood beside him and they could have united with the tits? See, that's what
I don't
nobody
know what
thinks
you're
about.
talking about.
What do you mean? Okay, they had a trans dude. They had a trans dude with tits.
Right.
They had a trans woman.
No. Trans woman. So it was a man that trans to a
A
woman.
woman with
So,
titties.
With, big fake boobs.
Okay, then they had a woman who transed into a man.
Right.
No tits.
No boobs.
Okay. What I'm saying is there you go. Now you just need a real biological woman, tits out, and a real biological man on the other side, tits out, and then you're uniting everybody. Tits unite us all.
That's for sure. But I think the point of it was it was inappropriate at the White House.
Why? That's the best place to do it.
Like Willie Nelson smoking weed.
Right where the freedom should be is where it should start.
There you
I'd be all in that march. Think I'd give a fuck if everybody got to get shirtless and walk down? I'd be like, it's the greatest time ever. Yeah. I wouldn't even know what the fucking thing was about. I'd just be in there fucking titty casing. I can't help it, man. Tit guy. Randy has no comment.
I don't know what to say about it.
You're telling me that if a parade full of women with no shirts on went walking by you, you'd just go, oh, God.
Depends on if my wife's with me or not.
That's why you always wear them reflective sunglasses.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
You just stare straight ahead. And you're like, can you believe this? Can you believe these women? But, dude, there's this thing going around on our TikTok, right? Not on our TikTok, TikTok itself. Where these, I don't know what country they're in. I fucking keep trying to find, but it doesn't say. But there's these women that have something written here, and they have this black paint on, but their tits are all out, right? And they're like, dow, 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 like for protesting in this other country.
Uh-huh.
But it's just like, dude, I don't even know what the fuck you're saying, and I want to watch you. You know what I mean? I don't even know what you're protesting. I don't speak your language. I don't even know where they might be in France, maybe.
Did you have National Geographic when you were younger?
Fuck yeah. That's where it all started. It's all started.
That's funny. When we were teenagers, that was what people used to look at.
Well, it's funny because me and my wife.
Now you can just look at it on your phone.
Yeah, me and my wife went to a cookout of my family. And they were, you know how families get. They'll start telling fucking stories about when you're young and stuff, and then my uncle was like, oh yeah, I taught him all kinds of stuff. And they were like, yeah, like the one time he was in the freaking car, he's like 2 years old. And this is what I said, I guess we pulled up to the drive-through window at like McDonald's or whatever, right? I go, hey, big boobies, sexy thing in the window. There's some stupid shit like that. And I was like, that's where it came from. That must have been when the boob action started happening.
Might have been.
I wasn't breastfed or anything. Maybe that's why. I don't know. I'm not a therapist.
Man, I've never said this before, probably, but I remember when I was probably just starting puberty, probably, and
Right.
my dad used to watch Price is Right. But that's another one.
Come on down.
But yeah, if you don't think Bob Barker was,
yeah,
you know,
Pound Town every day.
Anyway, I didn't mean to say Price is Right. I meant to say Hee Haw.
Okay.
My dad used to watch that every week.
You talking about that chick with the braids?
I'm talking about
the flannel, the red.
All of the girls that was on there.
Yeah. Hot.
Yeah.
Even
I
when
remember starting to get attracted to women at that time. I'm just saying. I don't know. Bring Hee Haw back.
Yeah. Where the fuck's that at? I wonder if it's on, like if you could find it.
RFD TV.
Oh, really?
It used to be on there. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I remember seeing it a while back. It's on there. Just a few years ago.
Right.
But no, I just remember watching that and be like, man, these girls are pretty.
Yeah. What's their name? They even look good when they put that black wax shit over their teeth sometimes.
Oh, to make it look like they have no teeth?
Yeah. It's like, damn, you still look good. All right, Randy, we're getting crazy. We better get off here.
What? Ginger or Marianne?
Marianne.
I think we did this before already, didn't we?
Both, same time.
Same time.
Oh, yeah.
Not now because we're married.
Well, not now, yeah. Not now. In another life.
Oh, well.
All right, party people, we're going to get off here. I hope you enjoyed the show.
We'll probably get banned for showing our, what was I guess, heterosexuality here.
Oh, man, our masculinity. Toxic. All right, party people. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it. We'll see you next week. And like always, you do you. I don't know. I'm Sean.
And I'm Randy.
And this is Rule
of America. Hopefully you guys got the second half.
Oh, God, I hope so.
Bye.